Welcome back. Efforts to gather support for the respective parties in the general election continues, with the All Progressives Congress presidential candidate General Muhammadu Buhari visiting Nasarawa State for a town hall meeting. Speaking to people living with disability, General Buhari said if elected into office as president, he would pass the disability law to improve their living conditions. The Nasarawa State Governor, Tanko Almakura, who was also present, echoed the APC would address issues relating to people living with disabilities if voted into power.
The campaign train of the All Progressives Congress made its way today to Lafia, the Nasarawa State capital, where supporters of the party were already waiting to receive their presidential candidate. But first, a town hall meeting where General Muhammadu Buhari speaks of his plans for the people if he gets elected.
By the grace of God, APC wins the election next week. We will fulfill our election promise to appoint a federal disability to combat discrimination against the disabled.
After the town hall meeting, it's now time for the grand rally at the 6,000 capacity Lafia Square. At the event, the party's presidential candidate expressed his desire to see the people take their love for the party to the polls by voting massively in the elections.
Every one of you is prepared, no matter the frustrations, to go and make sure you vote.
Nasarawa State Governor Alhaji Tanko Almakura believes that General Buhari has bright chances of winning throughout the North Central Zone.
General Muhammadu Buhari has had a track record, has had a pedigree, the kind of pedigree, the kind of values that this country needs to move forward.
Another leader of the APC wants Nigerians to rest assured that if elected, General Buhari has no plans to Islamize Nigeria.
I am a Christian. George Akume is a Christian. Rotimi Amechi is a Christian. John Oyeguna, our chairman, is a Christian. Dino Belaya is a Christian. Chris Ngige is a Christian. Rocha Zokorocha is a Christian. And there are hundreds of other Christians working for him. Why do you think we're doing so? Because we know he is not a fanatic.
Earlier, the APC held a similar rally in Yobe, in the northeast part of the country, where party supporters also showed their solidarity. If this show of support in Nasarawa and Yobe State is taken to the polls, the APC presidential candidate may just put up a good performance in these areas come March the 28th.
Supporters of the People's Democratic Party in the Central Senatorial District of Kogi State have been urged to support the re-election of President Goodluck Jonathan for the full realization of the transformation agenda of the government. Speakers at the Bariki Ward to Ward rally in Okene gave the charge to a mammoth crowd, saying that since President Jonathan has performed creditably for the nation, he should be re-elected another term.
This is the PDP ward-to-ward campaign rally in Kogi Central Senatorial District, which was geared towards enlightening party supporters at the grassroots level towards conducting themselves peacefully before, during, and after the forthcoming general elections. It also provides a rallying point to drum up support for the re-election of President Goodluck Jonathan and other PDP candidates ahead of Saturday's election. Various speakers who addressed the gathering emphasized the need for the people to obtain their permanent voter cards, which they describe as their weapon to vote en masse for President Jonathan and other PDP candidates at the polls. One of the PDP leaders in Liberia land and a former local government chairman of Okene, Yahaya Karaku, mounted the podium as he canvassed for massive votes from the supporters for President Jonathan.
Are you for PDP? Yes. Are you for PDP? Yes. Are you for Jonathan? Yes. Are you for Jonathan? Yes. Are you for Kapin Wada? Yes. Are you for Blade? Are you for Gary Zanusa? Yes. Are you for Kennedy? Yes. Are you for PDP candidates? Yes. Are you for
while urging the supporters to vote PDP in the forthcoming general elections. Tijani Damisa, who is seeking a return to the lower chamber of the National Assembly, also emphasized on some of the achievements of President Jonathan's administration, which he said are too numerous to mention.
Please, if you know you love me and you know you are PDP, you should vote for PDP all through. Both in the senatorial candidate, House of Rep, House of Assembly, all PDP. So therefore, President Jonathan has done a lot for the people of this state.
The PDP supporters in Badiki ward of Idiche area of Akene say they are looking forward to the March the 28th and April 11th elections with optimism to exercise their electoral franchise.
Moving to the southeast now, people of Ikwano Umuahia Federal Constituency in Abia State say they've been neglected by successive governments, which has resulted in the absence of desirable developments in the area. Their desire for change, they're hopeful their support for the governorship candidate of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, APGA, Mr. Alex Oti, will restore industries that have gone obsolete and abandoned in the area. They made their aspirations known at a meeting with Mr. Oti, who continues consultations with groups ahead of the elections in the state.
This meeting between the governorship candidate of the All Progressive Grand Alliance and clan heads from Ikwano, Umuahia North and Umuahia South local government areas in Abia State is premised on alleged neglect by the present administration and the high rate of unemployment occasioned by the disappearance of industries that once existed in the area. And now they are craving for change.
We believe that the fastest and most realistic way to achieve our objective is for us all in Ikwano Umuahia to declare open support for your gubernatorial ambition and hence back up the change agenda of the All Progressive Grand Alliance.
The group then presents a list of their needs to the APGA governorship candidate and campaign materials to support his ambition.
29th of May.
Mr. Oti, who addressed the people in Igbo, later tells Channels Television what he will do to revive businesses in the area when elected as governor.
By friendly investment policies, including the removal of multiple taxation. We need to do that by securing the environment. We need to do that by ensuring that the place is clean, tidy, and inviting for businesses to thrive.
A mixture of emotions of excitement and grief played out as Mr. Alex Oti meets a group of non-indigents who were disengaged from the Abia State Public Service without benefits since 2011. Some of them claim to have suffered shock and even lost loved ones as a result of the dismissal. Here, they resolve to support his governorship ambition, hoping that he will meet their demands.
What we are pleading is that God should give us a man who will understand us, who will really understand us. We are pleading that God should give us that man, and we are looking at this man is the right person.
The APGA governorship candidate concludes his consultations with a meeting with the Catholic Youth Organization of Aba Catholic Archdiocese, where he promised to create job opportunities for them.
Away from politics, its efforts to bridge the housing gap in Nigeria, the federal government has commissioned 200 units of bungalows in Kaduna State, northwest of the country. The housing units, fully funded by the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, is among the first batch of federal government mass housing schemes to be built across the country. During the commissioning of the houses at Sky Diamond Estate in the state capital, the federal government restated its commitments to providing shelter for all Nigerians.
The housing units were financed by the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria from the National Housing Fund using 20 hectares of land provided by the Kaduna State government.
It is in recognition of the crucial role that housing plays in the socio-economic development and political stability of a nation that the President Goodluck Jonathan administration has taken determined measures to revamp the sector and unleash its huge inherent economic potentialities for national development.
Commending the federal government for choosing Kaduna as one of the pilot states of the project, Governor Mukhtar Yero said it will contribute to decongestion of the state capital.
Conscious of the challenges before us, especially with the current projected population of about 8 million people in the state, and with 90% of this population constituting the low-income group, successive administration in the state have had various housing policies and programs aimed at reducing the housing deficit to the barest minimum.
The managing director of the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, Gimboya Okumo, said the scheme is being implemented in the 6 geopolitical zones of the country. The estate, which consists of 200 3-bedroom semi-detached bungalows, a 500 kVA transformer and tarred access roads, was built within a period of 1 year.
Next on the news at 10, Nigeria's Flying Eagles beat Senegal to win African Youth Championship for a record 7th time. We have details in sports news. Please join us again.